Hey everyone, welcome to the channel, and today we are going over an amazing budget build. This X399 motherboard was available locally for only $100, and while close to $400 value, instead of flipping this for a profit, I thought it was a great starting point for a $1,000 Threadripper budget workstation. Now if you're trying to recreate this build, especially with all new parts, the total cost is going to come out to about $1,250. But if you stay vigilant and look for good deals, you can stay to around the $1,000 budget. To begin with, the processor chosen was the Threadripper low-end 1900X, which at 8 cores and 16 threads, it's on par with the Ryzen 1700 or 2700X. And while the gaming performance, the 2700X, does have an edge, the 1900X really pulls ahead in workflow. This processor comes new at around $319. The cooler I chose was the Arctic TR33 air cooler, and coming out to an amazing $29, this cooler promises a cooling capacity of up to 220 watts and containing a larger base to accommodate the larger Threadripper die. A steal in the market and definitely a cornerstone for this build at this budget. The motherboard chosen is the ASRock X399 Fatality Professional Gaming Full ATX motherboard, but unopened locally for $100. It is the basis for this build. As said before, the motherboard contains 1 gigabit Ethernet port, 2 M.2 ports, and 8 DIMM slots for a possible capacity of 128 gigabytes of RAM. To accommodate these DIMMs, 2 packs of 2x4 Team T-Force Delta RGB RAM kits were purchased at $90 each to evenly display the RGB flare and fulfill the quad channel capabilities of the X399 chipset. These 6 are rated for 3000 MHz, which pairs well with the Zen architecture. The storage is where this build took another hit, when I stand by my decision of the A400 Kingston SSD. This 240 gigabyte SSD will keep the system quick with fast boot times of Windows and applications at a small $40 price tag. It will also be able to hold a decent 2 to 3 games that are commonly played. Speaking of games, a great deal on a GPU popped up on eBay, $180 for a Gigabyte Aorus RX 580 8GB version. Originally, this card had a modded BIOS for Ethereum mining, but after a quick BIOS flashing, this card will be great for high refresh rate 1080p gaming, as well as mid-range 1440p game. The case is the Fractal Design Meshify C. I have nothing bad to say about this case, with its mesh front panel able to hold 360mm radiators, and keeping good airflow is key to keeping thermal throttling to a minimum for this hot graphics card and high TDP processor. The case on average costs between $90 to $100. The case I'm actually using today is something that I custom painted before on my all silver build. The 1070 Ti and the X370 titanium motherboard paired wonderful in my previous build. Finally, the power supply is an EVGA 750 GQ 80+ gold power supply. This will be able to handle an overclocked 1900X, and as well as keep good wall efficiency at that 80+ gold rating. I was able to pick this up for $80. So in total, the system comes out to about $1,000, $1,023.43. And while it slightly goes over that $1,000 budget, it goes together pretty perfectly. Most higher end gaming systems comes out to about this price point, but the Threadripper PC, you can definitely brag that you can do more with your build than just game at ultra settings. Now, this is where my video kind of goes astray from the proposed budget. When Arctic Cooler came in from Amazon, it seems the item shipped with only one mounting bracket, rendering it useless. It is the time I was able to find a brand new 12-core, 24-thread 1920X Threadripper processor for only $350. And while the 1900X comes out to about this price point after taxes or shipping, I was able to pick this up, as well as an Intermax TR 360mm AIO to cover the extra TDP needed for the higher end processor. It would have been great to experience the Arctic Cooler with the Threadripper build and keep that low budget, but I've already delayed this video several times and I was impatient, so I decided to push ahead with the new processor and cooler. If you're curious about the new part pricing, without the cooler, just the 1920X, the total came out to $1,048.45. And with the AIO, 360mm AIO, came out to $1,129.46. Let's just put this thing together. So overall, this build went wonderful together. My only gripe is that the Intermax AIO had stiff tubing and had to be twist tied to the radiator to keep it from protruding out the side of the case, as well as getting in the way of the pretty Intermax AIO LED. Otherwise, I would highly recommend this build, especially at this price point once again. If you'd like to see more about this build, such as benchmarks, please let me know below in the comments. If you want to see more videos and builds like this, please like this video and consider subscribing. Hope to see you in the next one.